to Tracy, you want to get your house in order?
That is correct.
Go about mentioning
You're actually,
the director of ICE
you're
in
interviewing.
St. Paul. Justice for
Renee Good! Renee Good! Renee Good! Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are your people? Why are you not at Whipple every day fighting for the humanity, standing for our people? Where are you? You drink your coffee, you got your jewelry, you have your nice clothes, but what do you do? What do you do to stand for your Somali and Latino communities? I'm not going to comment. You have no comment, exactly. Renee Good! All these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're living real life, nice lives with your lattes, doing absolutely nothing for your Latino and Somali brothers and sisters. You come here to a man wearing a suit. Is a preacher? Did Jesus wear a suit? Did Jesus profit off the words? No! Jesus would dine with immigrants. Do not touch me. Touch me again and see what happens.
Hey, you can't.
You are a fake Christian. Why are you not standing with your Somali and Latino communities? Why do I not see you out at Whipple every day protesting this attack on humanity? Where are you? You're sinners. You're pretending to be Christians. But we know you live an easy life, don't you? A very easy life while people are starving. Shame.
In the state of Minnesota, protesters flocked to City's Church in St. Paul for one reason and one reason only.
David Easterwood is a pastor here. He is also the director of the field office for ICE in St. Paul. So someone who claims to worship God, teaching people in this church about God, is out there overseeing ICE agents. Think about what we've experienced. The murder of Renee Good at the hands of ICE. A Venezuelan national shot by ICE. A 6-month-old baby who almost died as a result of ICE unleashing military-grade weapons on our community. How dare you claim to be a pastor of God and you are involved in evil in our community?
Because reports have surfaced that David Easterwood, a pastor at the church seen on your screens here, is the acting director of the St. Paul ICE field office.
What do you think of this?
I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship.
But there were folks who will say,
I have to take care of my flock.
okay, but listen, we live there's a constitution in the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I want to be very respectful. Please don't push me, though.
We're here to worship Jesus.
Yes.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why we're here. Okay. That's what we're about.
Don't you think Jesus would be understanding
we're about
and love these folks?
We're about spreading the love of Jesus.
But did you try to talk to them as a Christian?
No one is willing to talk.
Okay.
I have to take care of my church and my family, so I asked that you actually would also leave this building.
You don't want us to chronicle what happened?
Unless you're here to worship.
I'm always worship. I'm a Christian.
We're here to worship.
Yeah.
We're here to worship. Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Here is how many responded.
I'm a Christian here that wants to praise the Lord with my son, and now I got to go home. I'm sorry that you guys are so angry.
I'm just chronicling. I'm not with the group.
What do I have to say?
Can you understand why they're angry?
I don't understand any of this because I'm a simple man. I'm a simple man who loves the Lord and is a good father. This is kind of a bad day for us. But, we're going to heaven, so that's the best news we got.
Do you understand that some of these folks feel voiceless?
I don't understand, because right now I'm so upset right now. I don't really have I'm thirsty, and I can't think very clearly. And if we need to talk about these things, then, this isn't the time for that, really.
But don't you think until we go to heaven, if you believe in that there should be some sort of peace here on earth and that people should have agency and we shouldn't be beating people up off the street and we should be abiding by the Constitution?
I think that's just a little bit loaded for me right now. What you're doing.
Why so?
Well, I don't want to interview right now. I don't want to interview. I just want to tell you guys I love you. I don't need to interview right now.
The irony, stunning. And now,
So this is what the people are trying to protect, because all ICE wants to do is get them out of our country, bring them to prisons and jails and mental institutions from where they came. That's all they want to do. They're patriots, and they have to be abused by guys like Don Lemon, who's a loser, lightweight. I saw him the way he walked in that church. It was terrible. I have such respect for that pastor. He was so calm. He was so nice. He was just accosted. What they did in that church was horrible yesterday.
this has been made a priority of the president. Not ICE, but going after members of the media.
MAGA administration and the fake news MAGAs are losing their mind over something that's not even true. I had no affiliation to that organization. I didn't even know they were going to this church until we followed them there. We were there chronicling protests. Once the protest started in the church, we did an act of journalism, which was report on it and talk to the people who were involved, which included the pastor, members of the church, and members of the organization. First Amendment, all that stuff, for all of you people who believe in the First Amendment, absolutist, there you go. So why don't you talk to the actual person who is in charge of the organization.
The Trump DOJ, a weaponized and reckless body, is now, per NBC News, pursuing charges related to the protests by the Assistant Attorney General. Many, including the president, would call out Lemon. Don Lemon would say, "It's notable that I've been cast as the face of a protest I was covering as a journalist, especially since I wasn't the only reporter there." That framing is telling. What's even more telling is the barrage of violent threats along with homophobic and racist slurs directed at me online by MAGA supporters and amplified by parts of the right-wing press. Still, why were protesters there?
We also have David Easterwood. David is with ERO. He is the acting field office director, and I'll ask him to give you a quick update on some of the work and operations that they've been doing as well.
Thank you, Secretary Noem, for your leadership and for taking the time to join us here today. Your presence underscores the importance of the work we do every day in service to the mission of the Department of Homeland Security and the American people. My name is David Easterwood. I'm the acting field office director for Enforcement and Removal Operations, ERO St. Paul.
Because, as revealed in a press conference Noem handled, Easterwood was invited to speak, practically giving up his own position publicly. Brian Kaler wrote in his Substack, "Last week, Easterwood made news for defending ICE actions in a free speech lawsuit by several Minnesota residents who were arrested while attempting to observe ICE actions. On Friday, a federal judge ordered limits on ICE, declaring they cannot arrest or detain persons who are engaging in peaceful and unobstructive protest activity." So when I looked at this story and I saw how the facts were being just completely misconstrued, I must say it is because of the fake outrage and outreach MAGA pipeline that is just fully transparent online, especially as it is continually pushed by the likes of Elon Musk on Twitter. And the reason being is because look no further, actually, than how they prop up someone who is not a journalist, who is simply a YouTuber that is cosplaying as a journalist. The person who says that they uncovered fraud with Somali daycares when really this has been going on for many years. That person is Nick Shirley. Think about how that individual is fully embraced. And the reason why they are fully embraced is because jackasses like JD Vance, the president, and many others want to amplify misinformation that largely targets black and brown people because that is their entire narrative that they try to cling to. What they want to do is separate those that are, let's just say, people who are white, that cannot see clearly and want their neighbors, if they are minorities or even woke to some degree, gone. And they will also propel Nick Shirley into what I believe to be the MAGA forefront. And then look at how someone covers this event as an actual journalist like Don Lemon, who was told not long before he went that activists were going to go because they learned that, again, it appears to be a pastor at this church is working for ICE. If any media member were to say, yeah, you know what, not my thing, you should not listen to that person. I have done on-the-ground reporting from Broadview. I have done on-the-ground reporting in Chicago. I have done on-the-ground reporting in various other cities when I was working for a previous network and other networks. What you don't do is go against your journalistic principles, which is the motto, the saying, if it bleeds, it leads. What Don Lemon did was get firsthand information from activists that this was going to happen, and he showed up to document, to interview, to get what I believe to be, from his coverage, both sides of the coin. So I am embarrassed that someone like Nick Shirley is even given some sort of leniency of being a credible media member, but they're showing you what they want in someone like him and what they don't want, which is credibility. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/TYT Sports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.